I am so Gullah Geechee. I am so Brunswick. I am so Glenn County. I am this soil that we're standing on. Life begins at the farm is one of those old sayings, right? And for us, we want to make sure that we honor the past and grow the future. Where are we at today? We are at Gilliard Farms. We just got finished doing a pig picking. We just fed over 100 people with this hog. This was what was left from the carcass after the pig picking, and basically what we did was we've cooked it down all night to get down to what this amazingness is getting ready to be. The land that we're standing on right now has been in my family since 1874. I am the 6th generation to be on it farming. My children are the 7th to have planted, harvested, and eaten from a crop off of this land, and we've helped feed this community in some shape, form, or fashion since 1874. Hey, girls and boys. How y'all doing? You're a little quiet today, huh? So this is my mom's family's land. I was born in Bridgeport, Connecticut, raised here. When I grew up as a kid, from that fence line right there, where that fence is right there, as far back as your eye can see, and add another 5, 10 acres, was all farm. So this was all crookneck squash, watermelon, corn, sugarcane, all of those products. Until my Nana turned almost like 88, she farmed by herself. Most of what we grow in this area is just for our use, in her honor. So when I turned 18, I swore I would never, ever come back to this farm. I would never come back to Southeast Georgia unless somebody died or got married. And I think what truly brought me back was I had been saying for years to my Nana, every time she said, "Baby, what are we gonna do with all this land?" I would say, "Y'all should go back to farming it because that's what y'all know how to do." And she's like, "Really, baby?" And I go, "Yeah, we should go back to farming it." And she gifted my sister and I our first 13 acres that we started doing here. And now we're hoping to be at almost 40 by the end of the year. So anytime anybody talk about Georgia, I always go, "Yeah, but we got beaches." And people are like, "Y'all got a beach?" Because most people don't know about the 100 miles of barrier islands and beach that we have here. 1/3 of the marshland for the United States is right here. That all of the white shrimp that are caught in North Carolina to Central Florida come out of our estuaries right here. And also, the only reason that any of that happens is because of the enslaved West Africans that were brought here that created rice culture here. Gullah Geechee are enslaved West Africans that were specifically brought here for their ingenuity around rice culture. Basically, after the Civil War, they were basically left to die, or left to their own, what they thought their own demise, so to speak. But instead of us dying off, we thrived. We have a very large Gullah Geechee community here that is still part of that original group that are on Sapelo Island. Being able to show the interconnectivity and the synchronization of what has happened here within this area with Black people and what their contribution has been on a day-to-day basis from when slavery first started and people were enslaved to where we are right now. Like, without that happening, without that thing, which is hardly ever talked about, we don't have the shrimp. We don't have the cranes. We don't have the bird life. We have none of that. And so Black culture keepers are about starting at home, at ground zero, and talking about the contribution we've already made that have been almost completely, for lack of better words, whitewashed and moved out of history, that now they're trying to figure out, well, how do we get this back? Figure out some kind of way to keep the marsh going. I want them to understand that this is the alpha and the omega. This is the beginning and the end. If you don't take care of land, if you don't take care of the environment around you, this will be your demise. At the moment, I feel like anything that we do has to affect my area first before I can start thinking about the rest of the world. Let's start off at ground zero. Let's stay at ground zero until ground zero is okay. Then you move over to the next level of things. So when you talk about ecosystems, when you talk about keeping the world going, this is what this is about.